It took a lot of thinking to become sober. And I don't mean it in a easy, give me a sec. Chat. Took a lot of self-analyzing and thinking to become sober. Now, I never was like expecting to be sober, if I'm gonna be honest. I always thought that I would drink, even if it was a little bit, forever and ever, until I became an old man and passed away. And I believe that, I guess, because my dad is a heavy drinker, you know, and all the people that I was surrounded with are pretty heavy drinkers. I mean, if you're a Latino watching this, you understand. That's all you know. That's all you see. That's a culture. That's a music. It's in the music. Like, you can see them chugging down a bottle, smashing beer cans, and then drinking it and gulping it down like if it was water. Now, could we blame it on that? Yeah, sure. But that's not gonna do you any good. I think what you gotta do is blame yourself for still drinking if you wanna quit. I'm not here to talk about those who aren't truly addicts or aren't able to withhold the urge to drink. I'm talking to those people who are true addicts, who can't seem to go 1 week without drinking, or even a few days without drinking. And you're just tired of it. You're just tired of feeling like shit, you know? You're tired of like drinking, you know, having a good time for 3 hours, and then the fourth hour you start feeling a little, you know, of course, tired and sleepy. And then you go to sleep, you know, and your head is spinning, everything's spinning above. And you're like, was it worth it? And you wake up the next morning and, you know, you maybe have a coffee, have some electrolytes, have some water, if you even like water. Because if you like to drink, what makes me think that you're gonna like water? It tastes like nothing. It's gonna taste a little weird the next morning. And you drink some water, you know, you might have some healthy food here and there, but mostly junk food, because you just have no control over your decisions that you're making. And it just leads to a vicious cycle of repeating the same mistake of eating like shit because you had a bunch of shit to drink and you couldn't control that. And so any other decision you make is much more harder. Let's say you're trying to eat healthy, but you still drink. Well, if you're gonna make a decision to eat healthy, it's gonna be harder as if you do drink versus when you don't. Because when you don't, you want to keep that feeling of strength, of feeling strong, of having energy, of having clarity. And so when you don't drink, it's just easier to make healthier choices overall. You have to be self-critical of everything you do, especially as a man. Because look, I wish I could turn back time. I wish I can go back and start over, but that's just not possible. Okay? I'm in my late 20s. You gotta step it up. You see other people winning. Social media has diluted the world, you know. You see young guys in their 15, 16, 18, young 20s winning. And you're just like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing with myself? What am I doing with my life? And the fact that you're still drinking and you're watching this video now is a sign for you to stop. I don't think it's ever too late to start your journey, to make more money, to lose weight, to be with a partner, and maybe, I don't know, marry the partner and maybe be a dad or a mom someday. I don't think it's ever too late. But drinking and constantly drinking and not letting go of that will not help. It's gonna push back your time, or it's gonna cut back your time, which you're gonna lose time. Not just by old age, but by bad choices, bad decisions. But then again, who am I to judge? Who am I to say, oh, it's a bad decision? It's not the right one. When I was the one that drank all the time, I couldn't go a single week, a single few days without drinking. Who am I to tell you to stop drinking, you know? Like, why should I judge you? I want you to figure it out. That's why I post daily. The long videos I don't, but short I do. Explaining that I'm sober, that I'm still going, to give you some hope, to give you some push behind the drive that many are what seems to be lacking. If you haven't self-critiqued yourself, you'll never quit any alcohol, any drug, any vice, any sort of weird shit you're into, any bad habits. You got to take a step back. I know this world is moving fast. AI is here. You know, content is being produced at a high rate. Different ideas are being used every single day, and it kind of leaves you hanging. It leaves you like, God, why should I even start? Why should I even care about my own life? But I say do care. I say keep trying. I say find your specialty. I say find your skills. I say self-analyze yourself and think to yourself, how can I quit drinking alcohol? The first step is to letting go what has control over you. The second step is becoming the person you would admire when you would give advice, or someone would give advice and you'd admire. Become that person. And it's about becoming that person every single day. Not, oh, Monday through Friday and then Saturday I enjoy and Sunday. No, it's not like that. It's about becoming that person every single day. And so go to the mirror and ask yourself, what am I trying to do? What am I trying to be? You know, who am I trying to live for? And tell yourself, oh, do I really want to drink every single day, not knowing who I am, who I could become? No, probably not. You probably don't want to live like that. You might tell yourself you do, but you're going to end up being middle-aged man or woman, and you're going to be like, God damn, I should have done more. I could have been more. And you're going to be watching all these videos about motivation and how I could have done this, I could have started that, blah, blah, blah. But you might be too old, you might be too tired to even think about starting. So don't lose hope. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep on believing. And stay sober. I am 225 days sober, and I'm gonna go on for more. How many days are you sober? Let's go, G's.